Hi, family. Welcome to my channel. We talk about all things to heal, grow, and evolve. And today we are talking about the law of polarity. This is the fourth law in the Hermetic principles. This is law 4 out of 7. And if this is your first video, welcome. My name is Sage. And here we talk about things about spirituality, metaphysics, and African history. So if that's something that you're interested in, just keep on watching. Okay, so this is law number 4 out of 7 of our series for the Hermetic principles in the Kabbalion. So I brought this handy dandy book with me again, and today we're talking about the law of polarity. So the law of polarity, this one is another immutable law. So this means it can be changed. And with this law, it states, and I quote, "Everything is dual. Everything has opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled." So this pretty much means there are two sides to everything, but yet they're identical opposites, but they're expressing the same thing, but with different degrees. So for example, there's hot and cold, love and hate, light and dark. All of these are the same polarities. They're on the same spectrum, but they're at different degrees and different vibrations, but yet they are one and the same with identical opposites. Going back to our thought forms, because all is mental, everything starts in the mind, right? If you've been following this series, you would know everything starts in the mind, everything is mental. You can transform your thoughts from hate to love by raising your vibration, by raising the polarity of your thought forms. So love and hate are the same thing, but they express each other in different ways, in short terms. Even two different dimensions, a lower dimension or a higher dimension. They're one and the same on the same polarity, but they have different extremes, different vibrations. This is why people say there's always two sides to everything, or two sides to a story. Well, it's really three sides. There's one side, there's another, and then there's the actual truth. This is why the law talks about there are all truths or but half-truths. So there must be a balance between our yin and yang energy, light and dark, positive and negative. So for example, everyone has two sides of ourselves. We have one side, which is our conscious side, the side that we show to everyone on an everyday basis, the one that we choose to show everyone, the one that we socialize with, we go to work with, we meet family with, we interact with others. And then we have another side, which is the side that's usually behind closed doors, that only a certain amount of people, or if no one, knows about. All of us have these two sides of us because that is that duality. That is that polarity. Kind of like the conscious and the unconscious as well. There's always two sides of the same. So with this one, it reminds me of the symbol Gemini because there's two people with the symbol of the twins. So Gemini represents the mind, it represents communication, so it shows two sides of one of the same. Even as spiritual beings living a human experience, we need to have a duality between that. We cannot be spiritual 24/7. We can't be out here meditating for 10 hours a day, doing yoga all day, every day, living up in the clouds, dreaming and doing all of this other stuff. That's not a balance. We're still here in the physical for a reason, to live this actual human experience. However, there's some of y'all who are living your best 3D lives out here. No awareness, no consciousness, no type of spirituality in them whatsoever. No plans for their lives, no goals, just nothing. It reminds me of that one ad a long time ago where this guy was like, you're sitting on the couch watching TV and your life is passing you by. That's exactly what I think of when I see these people. Just sitting on the couch watching TV, allowing their life to just pass them by. No sort of goals, no type of nothing in their lives. That is people who are two in their physical. There has to be a balance between the two. You can't be all spiritual, but at the same time, you can't be all physical as well. There has to be something in the middle. Even just to give another example, when people who are quote unquote haters, they express their hate, especially online with these trolls and everything, they express their hate for you, but yet they'd be the same people to watch all your videos. They'd be the first one to comment, be the first one to dislike, but they'd be the first one to be there. They're obsessive, they comment on all your posts, they're pretty much stalking your social media. In other people's minds, it would seem that you're their biggest fan. It seems like you're pretty much in love with them. But that's how they're expressing their hate. But in return, it really looks like you're in love with this person. So you're a hater, but you're really their biggest fan. Because love and hate are two extremes, but they're on the same polarity. Two different vibrations, but on the same polarity. And some people have a very interesting way of showing their love for another people in a very non-conventional way. It would look like you hate this person. Sometimes they become avoidant, they ignore them, or even worse, they express their love in other ways that may not look like love to us, but in their minds, they perceive that as love. Once again, because love and hate are on the same polarity but expresses itself in different vibrations. So that's why sometimes it's hard to distinguish love and hate between some people. Okay, so that is about the law of polarity. So how do we apply this to our own life? This is where duality takes place. This is why we're able to transmute our emotions, because emotions are in the same class. They're in the same polarity. We're able to transmute things that are within that same spectrum. You can transmute hate to love, but you can't transmute love into the color pink because they're not on the same class. There are two different classes, two different polarities you can't transmute. But you can change colors. You can change red and blue, and you change it into a different color. Those are within its same polarity. That's why we're able to transmute things within its same own category, pretty much, within its own same class. So transmuting things from hot and cold, sharp and dull, it's one and the same. As long as within the same class, you're able to transmute it. So pretty much our emotions are on a sliding scale of vibration and frequency. Following the last video I made about the law of vibration, I showed a picture of the emotional vibrational frequency where it went from the top for the ultimate consciousness, from the top emotions all the way down to the lowest vibrational emotion. We're able to transmute these energies, and we're able to express each and every one of these emotions. We're also able to transmute each and every one of those emotions on there. Depending on our thoughts, depending on our lifestyle, depending on our belief system, we're able to transmute these things. The things we consume, what we watch, what we eat. All of these things have an effect on the way we are vibrating and what type of emotion or vibration we are vibrating on the polarity. So your emotions, whether it be on the positive or the negative side of the polarization. All right, y'all, that is all I have for today's video. I hope it finds you well. I hope it was helpful. I hope you learned something. If there's anything in particular you want me to talk about or discuss, just let me know down in the comments. And until next time, I will see you on the next video. Bye, y'all.